Everyone. Hello,
Hello.
everyone. Hello, Yomara. How are you?
Hello. Good, and you?
Fine, thank you. And here we are again, one more time on Wednesday. As you know, we have live to answer your doubts. And in this occasion, we are having with us Yomaira, who is a paralegal external lawyer, and she is really useful on your procedures, on immigration procedures. She helps us a lot to get all the documents done, to get all the requirements to be met in order to have a successful procedure for you and to get an approval of your permit. That is our main goal.
The most
And
important.
in here we are going to explain one of the main requirements that we have for some of the residence permits and one of the main things that you have to do when you live in Spain. Even if you are Spanish or a foreigner, what we something that we do is to do something that in Spanish is called empadronamiento, and in English is known as the town hall registration. Okay. In the case of Madrid, we can do it online, but just for you to know what an empadronamiento means, because not all of you have it in your countries, I'm going to explain. So, an empadronamiento is you saying to the authorities, "Hey, I am here. I live in this home. I live in this address, and by communicating these circumstances to the town hall, you get certain rights. For example, if you need to know where your children are going to the school, you need the empadronamiento to show which one it is. And if you are going to get medical assistance, you need to show the empadronamiento. And for any kind of procedure in Spain, this is something that they are going to ask you for. Okay, for example, Spaniards need to have the empadronamiento, the town hall registration, in order to know where they are going to vote. It's something very important, okay? And you remain linked to that certain place, and this is the place that is going to appear on your TIE, your NIE card. It's going to be there, and in a Spanish card, it's going to be the address that is going to appear on that DNI. Okay, so it is something very important, and we have the requirements are almost the same. Jomai is going to talk about the requirements, the main ones, okay? But this is the requirements are set or stated by the town hall, okay? And in Spain we have 8,131 town halls, municipios. So each one has different requirements, but they are all the same. So now it's your turn, Yomara. Please explain us how the panoramic works and the implication and the procedures. In some cases, like Madrid, or any other the big cities that you know.
So, good afternoon, everyone. So the first thing, once you get to Spain, you can get registered. This is very important. You don't need the residence permit, okay? You can do it with your passport. Many people, even if they are illegal, they can just register at the city hall, okay? You need an identification that has a photograph, and that's the most important thing, okay? Once you have that, there are different ways in which you can get registered. The main one is when you have a leasing contract. Just recent, when you just go to an address and rent a place, you get that leasing contract with your ID, and you have to fill in, okay, a form. This is for Madrid, okay, and in each form you can, it depends on the town hall or the municipality, you can add up to 3 people maybe. So only the address, the information, the personal information, and then if you have the leasing contract, you don't need anything else, okay? In the case that the house is yours as well, maybe the buy and sale deed, or any proof that you are living there, okay? In other circumstances, some people don't have a leasing contract, but they are living in a shared place, and someone is already registered. That person can authorize other people to register there, and they have to fill the same form. Here, the people, for example, in Madrid, the people who are going to get registered this time, and in this part here, in this one, you can add the information of the person that is going to authorize you to register in this place, okay? That person can be registered at that place, or for example, it can be the landlord that gives you the authorization. That person has to show the proof that they own the place or they are renting that place and give it to you, and just that, okay? these are like the main requirements for pretty much every single municipality in Spain. Maybe if it's a different city, they can ask for something else, but this is the main thing, okay? The application form, an ID with a photograph, and the proof of the owner or the renting proof, okay? If the leasing contract or anything is older than a year, you'll need a receipt of the electricity, telephone, land phone, okay, internet, something like that, that prove that you are still living or using that place as your place, or that you are doing something related to that place, okay? That gives you like the proof that you are using the place, okay? For example, what is included in this empadronamiento? Well, this is a copy from Madrid, okay? So it doesn't say anything about your legal status. That's why you don't need to be a resident. So it has like the name, your nationality, date of birth, the place that you live, and it gives you the date that you sign up in the system when you register. Okay. I have another example here that is from Valencia, and it's pretty much the same. Okay. And well, as Juan Carlos said, this is very important for different things. For example, for schools, this is very important in one of the procedures that we do, that is cuenta propia, or when you become a freelance, you pay the social security system, but it's not automatic that you get the medical assistance. Okay, in these days we had a problem with the client that she said, "Oh yes, I'm paying taxes, I'm paying the social security, but I cannot access, or they are billing me for some services." So this is very important, because once you pay the social security system, you have to take your empadronamiento to your nearest public clinic, let's say it in that way. And then they are going to check if you are living in the area that they cover, and you can get registered to that clinic, and you are going to have your medical practitioner, your doctor, and everything, okay? So it's one of the things that are important, that the empadronamiento is important for. Another thing, for example, if you are doing your renewal, and the first permit you got it in Granada and you moved to Madrid, with empadronamiento, we can show that we have the jurisdiction to apply for your renewal in Madrid. Because if not, the system is gonna create a file for your renewal in Granada. So once we have the empadronamiento, we can change that in the system, and with that we can say, yes, he is or she is living now in Madrid, so we can apply for the renewal in Madrid, okay? So many things that are related to that sometimes are very, very little details, but the administration takes into account these details, okay? Other things that can be done with the Parlamento, for example, people who apply for arraigo social, this is another proof that is very important, because it states all the places that you have lived. We request one that is called histórico, that it tells the history of your registration. It can be done in Madrid or any place, and you can just add those things. And it's one of the most important proofs that we use for arraigo social, for example. Okay. What else? What other?
I'm just seeing, Joe, that, for example, our director is writing us a comment on through Facebook. And very important to know, if you want to hire the public insurance after a year, as you were saying, if you want to apply for the agreement, as you know, one of the main requirements in order to have a residence permit in Spain is to have an insurance, okay? And this insurance is expensive, okay? So after you have been living in Spain for 1 year, most of the comunidades autónomas, the communities in Spain, they allow you to switch to the public health system. And what they are going to ask you for the first thing, the empadronamiento. That's one of the main requirements. So very important to be empadronado in order to be able to apply for this public system.
Exactly. Yes. You have other things, for example, familiar comunitario, that is very common among the extra European citizens. It's very important that you are registered with your partner, or even if if you are married, okay, even if you are married, it's important that you get registered at the same address as your spouse, okay? Because it's very important that you prove that you are living together. You can get married to someone and then live in separate addresses, okay? And for the foreign offices, it's very important that you are living together at the same address, or at least register, okay, at the same address.
That's it. Yes, and for example, this is something that is very important to know. If you're applying for a familiar comunitario, as Joe was saying, let's imagine that you and your couple are empadronado, registered on the same address, but you are sharing the flat with another person or another relatives, okay, because it's the house of your parents or something, and they are registered there too. So when you show the foreigners office the volante de empadronamiento, don't have registration certificate, it's going to show that there are 4 people on the same place. So they are going to ask you for economical means of everyone that is registered there. So we have to show, no. I'm only showing the economical means of the person that I'm living with, that is my partner, but these other people that are registered there, they have their own economical means because they are independent. So the empadronamiento, as it may seem very simple, it has a lot of implication, okay? And for example, one of the doubts that we always have is the requirement for huellas, okay? So once you get a visa, once you get a permit, once you get a favorable resolution, one of the first things that you have to show on the appointment, what will it be, Joe?
Empadronamiento.
Okay. And you cannot show the empadronamiento from August 2017, right?
No.
You have to show, what do you have to show?
It has to be less than 3 months old, okay? Actually, today I had an appointment at the police office, and our client didn't tell us that she changed addresses, and she did her first NIE in 2017. So what happened? She had an old address on her NIE, and when we went there with all the paid tasas, the application form, and everything, they told us that they couldn't do the procedure because she had an old address and she didn't have a volante de empadronamiento today, a newer one, and it was from 2019. So we needed to reschedule, okay, the appointment. And that's very important that you tell us, okay, that you have changed addresses or any of these details, okay? So very simple things. It was a procedure that could take maybe 5 minutes, but just because we didn't have the new version of it, we couldn't do it, okay? Especially for fingerprints and the last part that is fingerprints huellas at the police office or the police station, they are going to ask you for it, okay? Because they have like a very strict list of documents, and if you don't have it, they are going to turn you down, okay?
And also for renewals, it's going to be one of the first documents that they are going to ask you for, the empadronamiento certificate, and after you have been here for the time, the amount of time that you need in order to apply for nationality, this is going that they are going to ask you for, but they are going to ask you for a special certificate of empadronamiento in case of nationality. What will be the name, Joe, of this certificate in case of nationality?
The certificado de empadronamiento histórico.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
so all the addresses, okay, that you have lived in. If you haven't moved places, it's okay. But if you have lived in, for example, in Madrid capital, in different addresses, it's gonna shows the first date that you got registered and all the addresses that you've moved in. And also, if you have gone from Madrid to another place, it's gonna say that you went down in the system and now you are registered in Móstoles, for example, okay? So it's gonna show all the addresses that you have been living in.
Okay. Yeah, so as we were saying, empadronamiento, very simple, very easy. Okay, apparently. Right now, actually, Joe, I think that Madrid is having like a special, because normally to get an empadronamiento in most of the municipalities, you need to do it personally. But please explain right now how they are doing this procedure in Madrid.
In Madrid, it's very easy. We don't even need an authorization. You just send us the documentation, or you can just do it on your own. You just Google Alta Empadronamiento Madrid, and it's gonna give you the options to do it in person or online. Online, you just upload the form with all the people. it's very important that people older than 14 years old have to sign the application form, okay? The minors don't have to sign it, okay? So all the people sign it, and then copy of the ID or the passport or the ID of all of them, and the proofs that show that you live there, okay? You upload it in the system, and in let's say a week, you receive the certificate, okay, via email, and you can just download it, okay. In Madrid, it's very easy. In some other places, you can do it if you have your digital certificate, okay. For example, Valencia, you need a digital certificate, and if you want to do it through someone else, you need to give a power of attorney to that person. So it depends on the place, okay? But at least in Madrid right now, because of the COVID, is one of the good things that we can say that this gave us, and is that many procedures can be done online and easily, okay?
Yeah, and even though we have the many municipalities, just to summarize and just to refresh everything, the empadronamiento is you saying to the administration, hey, I live here. So the first thing that you need to show is who you are. For that, the passport, as Joe was saying, you don't need to show that you are legally in Spain. You just need to show that you are you and that you have something to prove that you are you. So that will be the passport, for example. Then you need to show where you are living and how you are living there. Okay, so you need an address to show, and you need to show how you are living there. So normally, most of the cases will be either you own that property or you are leasing that property. You have a contract of leasing of that property. Or maybe you have a friend that is letting you empadronar there, letting you register there. So they have to prove that they own the property or that they have a contract, a leasing contract there, and that they let you get registered there. Okay, but this will have implications in many procedures, like we were saying, getting public health assistance, where to vote, nationality, renewal of your permit, getting your TIE, trying to apply for some help, for some, I don't know, if you want to apply for something for employment benefits, anything you want to do in Spain, one of the main documents that they are going to ask you for will be the empadronamiento. So as soon as you live in Spain, you need to get registered and empadronado. And I think that that will summarize what is an empadronamiento. And for the documents, remember, the passport, the leasing contract, the authorization, the forms, they have different kinds of forms in all of the 8,131 municipalities, and they have very different procedures, but mostly is you go there and you get registered, or if you are lucky enough to be in Madrid right now, they are doing this online, just with a link, upload the documents, and in a couple of days, you receive the volante de empadronamiento. And remember, any procedure that you want to do, they are going to ask you for an updated certificate of empadronamiento. That means that it must be no more than 3 months old. And yes, I think that would be it with the empadronamiento. I don't know if you have something else to add, Joe, that I'm missing out and maybe I'm forgetting.
No, I think it covers pretty much the procedure. And yes, for many of the procedures that we carry out, we need it, okay? So, and very important, get registered, because it doesn't, you don't need a permit, and actually it helps you to get it, okay? So I think it's the most important thing. I didn't know what it was because I'm a foreigner myself, and the first time I heard it, I was like, what is this? But as soon as I could do it, I did it, and it was very easy. I think it's one of the easiest procedures in Spain.
Yes, but sometimes if you don't do it well, you don't get it. Okay, for example, right now we're having issues in some places. Valencia, for example, if you want to get empadronado in Valencia, you have to set up an appointment, and the appointments are for October or November. You have to wait 2 or 3 months. Okay, so find out about the requirements of your municipality once you get into Spain, because maybe it's going to be mandatory. You may be saying, no, I will do this later. No, do it as soon as you arrive to Spain, because Depending on where you are, it might be tougher to get it. Even if it's a simple procedure, maybe there are no appointments available. Okay, so try to do it as soon as you can, because this will be a proof that you were living in Spain and that you were here and that in that place and that you were living with your partner in case you are married or you are a pareja de hecho or maybe you are a pareja estable, for example. Something that we do, as you know, we do the familiar de comunitario, okay, the relative of a European Union citizen. And mostly we do it with a married couple, but we also do it with a pareja de hecho, okay, that is a registered couple. And the main requirement of a registered couple in Madrid, for example, what it is, Joe, the main requirement for a registered couple.
You have to be living together for a year in Madrid, at least in the community. And the most important proof for this is the empadronamiento. Even if you live now in Madrid capital and before you lived in Móstoles or whatever other place or city in Madrid, you have to submit both in that case, okay? So that's why it's very important, and it needs to be for a year, okay? Together living in the same place or register in the same place for a year. And it's like the only proof that they take. Sometimes we have tried giving them proof of the leasing contract because we didn't have the empadronamiento, and they don't take it other things. They want to see the volante, okay?
That's it. And also, if you don't want to get a pareja de hecho, because sometimes a couple has a lot of proof of living together, maybe they were a couple before, and everything, but we want to apply for the familiar comunitario as a stable couple. But one of the main things that the foreigners office is going to ask for is going to be the volante de empadronamiento. Even if you are married to your partner and you have a marriage certificate, they are going to ask you for a volante de empadronamiento that shows that you both are living together. So it's something that that you have to do always. So do it as soon as you can, because you're going to avoid you certain headaches. Okay, and it's simple. It's very simple. So go for it. Okay. So Joe, anything else to add in case
just
of the
to add something to that, when you mentioned Valencia, that the appointments are for 2-3 months time, just get the appointment, okay? Because also that's a proof that you are trying to do it, but the administration is not giving you the service, okay? And in some way we can try to help with that appointment, okay? I made the appointment, but the appointments are for 3 months time, and I have the proof here, okay? I think sometimes we submit this kind of things and it helps, okay? So if you cannot get it just straightforward, go in person and get it, just get the appointment because you know that it's getting so long, and just have the proof that you are in the process of getting it.
Okay, perfect. So that's for the empadronamiento. I think that would be it. Okay, remember that you need to get it in order for huellas. Right now I'm going to go for the appointments. Okay, but Joe, thank you very much for your help explaining the empadronamiento. Remember that all your clients, that in case that you're a client of us and you're working with us, Joe will be the one that will be in charge of getting you registered at the town hall. So we are hoping to work with you guys. So Joe, thank you very much. I'm going to continue with some of the questions that we have, and well, see you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow. Bye.
Bye, Joe. Thank you. So I'm going to continue right now with the questions. We don't have our lab director with us today, but she will be tomorrow, I think. But I'm going to try to do my best and answer the questions that we have from you. And the first one is from Marco Loaiza. And she says, hello, Marco. Good afternoon. I arrived in Madrid in November on a non-lucrative visa. I plan to spend my first 6 months exploring Madrid and other cities and staying in Airbnb apartments. Regarding the empadronamiento, how do I register if I don't have a rental contract? Okay, this is a very good question because in Madrid, the requirement is that you need to show that you are going to live in the address with a leasing contract for at least 6 months. Okay, you cannot show a receipt of an apartment, of an Airbnb for only 2 weeks or 3 weeks, or that you are going to move. If you want to get registered on the Padron with an Airbnb, you will need to show that you have a leasing contract for at least 6 months. If you don't have that, then you will not be able to get the empadronamiento. Okay, so try to figure out, try to get another solution for an appointment. Maybe a seasonal contract with the owner of the apartment stating that you have been living there, or if not, try to get an authorization from the owner, okay? The case will be like this. The owner will have to let you register empadronado there, but he will need or she will need to sign the form authorizing you to get registered in that place. Very important that you check that, because with a non-lucrative visa, the first thing that you have to do once you arrive to Spain is to get empadronado. And what they are going to ask you to get empadronado will be the proof that you are living there, the permission of the owner, and so try to get a solution from the owner regarding you registering you there. Okay, so we go for the next question, and this will be from Dow Jones. Hi, is there a way to bring my sister here in Spain when I become a Spanish national? I understand that in my first land is my parents, but what about if I want to get my sister who is 26 years old? Okay, so yes, when you are a Spanish national, they allow you to do this kind of procedure, but it's called familia extensa. You may do it for your brother and your sister when you prove that they are economically dependent from you. And in order to prove that, you will need to be able to show that this person actually depends from you. And you show that by showing the money that you send her every month from Spain to there, that maybe she is a student there, that she's not economically independent yet. So it's harder than the usual, because the usual procedure will be for a son, a daughter, and a wife, even the parents. You can do it also for your brother or sister, but you will have to show that you have been sustaining this person for the last year, and you will have to show monthly proof of that. Okay. Another question, and this is from Shiva Ramini. The Spanish government website SEDE shows that our NLBs were approved on August 31st. However, the Canadian consulate to which we applied hasn't notified us yet of approval. What could be the reasons for that? Okay, even though the Foreigners Office has approved it, it may take a while for the consulate to know it. So what we advise you, okay, is because of this situation, we are having some communication issues between the Foreigners Office here and the consulate. So what we advise you is to insist to the consulate, show them the approval, show them the screenshot of the approval, and ask them to get the resolution. Okay, if you insist, you may be able to get a resolution from them, or they are going to ask directly to Spain what happened with the approval. Okay. This is from Nolet Roses Paterno. Greetings, Juan Carlos. Hello, Nolet. I am from Filipinas and I am in Spain on a non-lucrative visa. Next year, I am planning to apply for la nacionalidad española after 2 years of legal residence. I know that the 2 years of residence must be continuous and immediately prior to the application. Last year, I had to go home for Filipinas twice for a total of 44 days or 6 weeks. Will that be a problem? I'm just confused by the word continuous. That will not be a problem, okay? They understand that if you don't leave Spain for more than 3 months per year, you have been living in Spain continuously, and in your case, it's just 6 weeks. So that will not affect the continuity of your residence in Spain. It's just a normal travel that you make. Okay, of course you can travel even if you want to apply for a Spanish nationality, but you haven't interrupted your residence here. So you just went there for 6 weeks. That will not affect your nationality in any way. Next question will be from LH. For the Guayas appointment in Madrid, for the TA card renewal, do we need to bring a copy of just the information page of the passport or all pages of the passport? First renewal for the non-lucrative visa. Okay, for the Guayas procedure, okay, normally they only ask for the bio page of your passport. That would be, you will have to bring the original, of course. That's very important. You cannot do Guayas without the original. But you will also need to get a copy of the biographical page of a passport. However, sometimes the official there doesn't know much about the requirements, so it doesn't hurt you. Bring a copy of all the pages. If they don't need it, they are going to throw them out, and it doesn't hurt. So you will need to show the main page of your passport, but if possible, bring all the pages. And this is from Vicky Das. I'm on a student visa and got accepted in the auxiliar program this June. Congratulations. I have received the resuelto favorable on my visa renewal, but needed to submit a cambio de centro from the Language Institute to the auxiliar program. I have submitted this but haven't received a response and have my wages appointment next week. How do I go about the cambio de centro? Okay, you can go to the cita de huellas, okay? You bring the receipt of you having communicating the foreigner's office that you changed the centro, okay? But you will not have a problem for the huellas, okay? But always, any circumstances that change on your application, on the auxiliary program, on the student program, you need to notify within 30 days. And you can notify for using any means that you have from the administration. You can do it by the red Sara with your electronic signatures, your electronic certificate. You can do it by correos, or you can do it by an official register of the administration. Okay, so in that case, please bring that with you to your cita. Okay, along with the resuelto favorable and with the resolution if you have it, and with all the other requirements, and showing that you already notified the foreigners office of the change of the centro where you were before. Okay, and another question. This is from Carlos Asiedo, and he's asking, I want to apply for cuenta ajena from búsqueda de empleo that has expired. I want to use the empleado de hogar route. I have two different contracts that is 20 hours per week. I am told my employer has to book and then attend the appointment. Looking at the employee, how do I go about it? Okay, yes, what they are asking for, okay, is that you show that you will have enough economical means in order to live in Spain. It's not the hours that they want to know, but that you will have the minimum salary. So in your case, having two contracts is possible, and you will have, but the person that will have to go to the appointment, in this case, I don't know if it's Madrid, because other places are still accepting these kind of modifications online, but if not, you will have to do it directly at the foreigners office, and your employer will have to go with you. Remember, it will be any document you will have to show both of the contracts to show that you will have enough money to live in Spain. So, also, apart from the contract, apart from all the other documents, remember that the employer must be registered within the special system of the employers of empleados del hogar. Okay, this is something that some of you miss a lot, but that will be very important to show. But in your case, as you don't have a full contract of 20 hours, please contact us, because there are certain specialties regarding this kind of procedures, because of course, not part of those can go to the appointment. So maybe we will have to show something. Okay, we will have to structure something for you to go to the appointment. So in this case, I advise you to contact us, because it will be more complex than the usual procedure. Okay, and I think that very good, Vicky. That's what you have to do. Okay, okay. And I think that for the moment we don't have any more of the appointments. Just to remind you, more questions. Sorry. Just to remind you about the situation right now. Borders in Europe are still closed. You cannot come to Spain. If you are a tourist, you can only come if you are on one of the exceptions, and that will be being a European Union citizen or a relative of a European Union citizen. That means if you are the children, if you are daughter, son, or if you are the spouse, pareja de hecho, registered couple, and right now they are even allowing the parejas established to come to reunite with the Spanish national or European Union national to Spain. Also, for students, they are allowing students into Spain as long as they come back to Spain at least 15 days before the program starts, or when the program has already started, not before. And of course, you have to be a visa holder. Visa holders are also allowed to come to Spain. Okay, so if you want to apply for a visa at your consulate, you have to first find out if that consulate is open and how they are processing the visas. Okay, some consulates, as we have stated before, are open to do it with an appointment if you requested. Some consulates are not even open, and some you can do it online. You can send an email to request an appointment by sending all the documents. And some consulates like Miami, they are accepting the submission of the visa by postal mail. So you have to send all the documents notarized with a notarized copy of the documents to the consulate, and they will then assign you an appointment to get the visa. Okay, if you get the visa, you will be allowed into Spain. Okay, so that will be the thing. Okay, so in case there are not any more questions, our director will be here, I think that tomorrow, I know, asking answering all your questions, and I will be here next week explaining all the situation, how it's now right now, and it's very nice to speak with you every week. So very nice to talk with you guys and to answer your questions and to have explained. Thank you again, Yomaria, for explaining the empadronamiento and all its implications, and thank you all for watching us.